that's where, I mean, we can come into the, like, like the movie Star Wars, for example.
Yes.
Like most people have seen Star Wars, some film of it, whatever. It's, I mean, so like even the title, like Star Wars, okay, like wars happening in stars. Stars means heavens, okay?
Yeah.
And all the ancient mythologies had wars between, there is this constellation, it's warring with that constellation in the sky, okay?
Saturn fight with Sun, yeah.
Or whatever, or like any, like a big like Ophiuchus fighting with the dragon, which all of that, like Hydra and all of that. Like, so the whole like star mythology wars were there. There were wars in the heaven, in the stars, okay? And that's what they took the Star Wars title from, okay? And then
we start, before we talk about this, this is very, very important, because in previous interview you mentioned about this, that Hollywood, you said, I don't remember now, you said that they have to show the true by the hidden meaning, or are they showing this because of why they shows this true element, some element of the true?
Okay, the thing is that, okay, there are two things. First, like you know something, okay, then you would want it to come out in some form, okay, but you don't want it to come out in a form where you want people to actually know what you're talking about, okay? And the second thing is they cover themselves like saying that, okay, we were informing the masses of the truth, whatever we know, like, it's not that we were withholding information.
We said about the karma before,
yeah, and because they have to, and on top of that, they are like confident that even if we put these things out, people can't really understand them, or people can't figure it out, or people like won't be able to put two and two together.
From one way, they had to show this to don't be connected with the karma in the future, because they are clear, they are they do proper thing, but they, in the way when they showing this, they showing this like a legend, or maybe like a cartoon, like a story, big imagination, fantasy, so that people don't really realize what they're showing, what they really want to say.
Yes, I mean, obviously, there are multiple levels to that. There is overconfidence. There is always a desire to obviously bring out whatever you know. And then third thing is you're saving your own back, basically. So all these multiple things prompt them to put them in these forms, like the whatever knowledge or whatever understanding they've gathered up till piece together. Obviously, so like in the Star Wars, for example, the Vedic thing was there. Okay, so I mean, so how would they put the Vedic angle in there? So it'll be like all the Jedis, they are wearing those robes, cotton khadi robes, like, like what, like, and that's like a particular kind of cotton fabric which is made in India, khadi, like it's very organic sort of cotton, and they'll wear that only, because that's what rishis in Vedic time would wear.
So do you think the Jedi, the Yoda, would you connect Yoda with the Rishi in ancient text?
Obviously Jedi is like beings who are Kundalini awakened. Okay, so that's why they have lightsaber. Okay, lightsaber means that's like one rod. Okay, okay, straight rod. Rod is full of light. Okay, okay. So the rod is full of light. That means your spinal column is full of light. You understand? Like if you take your spinal column, that will be like a rod, and if your Kundalini is gone through it, it will be full of light. So that is what a lightsaber represents. It's not an actual outside thing. They show it like that because it's a movie. Okay, they have to show some fighting, and they have to show like those kind of things. But that's what it means. Like even the word Yoda, comes from Yodha. Sanskrit is Yodha. Yodha means warrior. Okay, so now there is a spiritual warrior, for example. Like Rishi could be a spiritual warrior. Then it will be a Yodha. Yodha, Yodha. You take a H out. What will you get? Yoda.
The same like Maga. You have MAGHA, Magha, nakshatra of lion. And then Donald Trump, when he's in his US campaign for presidency, he used a logo of lion with the short name MAGA, which is MAGA, the shortage from Make America Great Again. But when you see this logo, this is the typical logo of MAGA, nakshatra of lion. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
when I check his nakshatra, he's got the moon in MAGA. So do you think it's accidentally he used this, or he knew about this?
No, obviously, if you're doing that, then you obviously know about that. Obviously, like there are beings who, there's no accident in that. Like when they made Yoda out of Yodha, there's no accident in that. Okay, that is like from that. Okay, but it's just that like to say Yodha for normal people in the West, it's not possible. Yodha, they can't speak the word Yodha. Yodha, but Yoda they can say. Okay, it's easier for the mouth, like MAGA. Like for American, MAGA will be easy to say. MAGA, like Magha will be tough.
No. Yeah, Donald Trump, when he used the from American presidency campaign, he used the logo of MAGA nakshatra. It was the symbol of lion behind, and with the short name "Make America Great Again" in shortage MAGA.
Yes, yeah. The thing is that kind of words which they use, like MAGA instead of MAGHA, Magha, is because for the American tongue it is easier to say MAGA than Magha. Okay, they can't actually say, but it is obviously this referring to that, and the lion symbol is there that is referring to that only. Just like in Star Wars, they can't say Yodha. The Sanskrit term is Yodha, like which was for warrior, like spiritual warrior, like a rishis would be spiritual warriors. And so that term is Yoda, but it has been, you take a H out and you get a Yoda, Yoda. The term is Yodha. You take a H out and you get Yoda, which is the spiritual Jedi warrior in the movie Star Wars. Okay, so that things are obviously different from the Vedic script.
So because Yoda was old, I mean, nobody actually knew how old is he, so he's connected to the ancient, very old knowledge. As a Yoda. And also symbolism of sun and this you mean dualism, what we talked before in Star Wars, that Luke Skywalker, we have towards Luke as a light in Latin language, light, and also it's the meaning of sun, and Skywalker, which is the walking through the sky. So he's the symbolism of the sun, and he asked why Lord Vader is his father, which is connected to darkness, or Saturn.
Okay. Now this thing, the Luke thing story in that, you can see it both ways. Okay. Like the star Venus is the brightest star in the night sky. Okay. The Graha Venus, like Venus. Okay. So Venus is traveling and it is the shining one. It's the Luke Skywalker. It's walking in the sky at night. In night. In the day, the sun is walking. Okay, so in the day it is sun, in night it is Venus. The same thing is sun in the day and the same, but they're using same term, Luke Skywalker, for both. Okay, and that's why like the Darth Vader, which is the father. If you look at the word Darth, it's from dark. Okay, dark. Okay, it has multiple meanings. Like Darth Vader is a short form of Earth invader. Okay, if somebody is invading Earth, okay, Earth invader, Darth Vader. Okay, okay, so it's Earth invader as well. And on top of that, like from like the black, the darkness of the thing, sun is coming out, and Venus is coming out. Everything is coming out from there. So the Luke Skywalker is coming out from there. Okay, which they call the dark side. Okay, now in that particular movie, they had to create a battle between dark side and light side. Okay.
So in reality, they fight, but they never kill each other. They just fight often. But the enemy of both Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, the main enemy was the the dark force behind them. Yeah.
Yes, but the thing is that they show it like that. because it's a movie. Okay, so they have to create opposites and they have to create a fight. Okay, now in reality, dark and light don't fight. Okay, there is no fight like
That is
between dark and light.
connected together.
Yeah, it's connected because they are like, there's no fight like between yin and yang, black and white. There is no actual fight.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a core like that thing, coherence, and
This is like Rahu Ketu. Do you think in Vedic astrology?
Yes.
Because we see Rahu Ketu separated, yeah?
Yeah, but there is no actual fight between any of these things. Like Rahu and Ketu also not fighting. Okay, like with each other. Okay, there is no fight.
Yeah, they never fight. Yeah, they look
like this. Like black and white are not fighting. Nothing is fighting like that. They're just creating that sort of chain, like a V chain, in which people's minds gets like that. So there creates a struggle. They want to create a struggle between the different aspects of things, in between which there is no struggle. Okay, but the thing is coming from Vedic thing only, and the sound of the Darth Vader is more like, like this kind of sound, like, he's speaking like that, like a voice is coming from the sky, like they are giving that kind of sound to him, and the whole thing in that they're trying to show is like how rishis had voice like that. Okay, they could just by their voice like affect beings, consciousness, just by the sound of their voice. Okay, so that concept was taken into Star Wars too, in a lot of, like, where Darth Vader can actually affect other people directly.
Princess Leia, do you think is related to what's symbolism in Star Wars? Princess Leia,
like Princess Leia, again, Venus.
Venus.
Yeah, the Venus symbolism. Okay, okay. So the whole thing is that whether it's Saturn, Venus, you can find the Mars, Jupiter, Sun, Moon, everything
in
that
Star
story.
Wars.
Yeah, in Star Wars. Okay,
so who is Mars?
Okay, Mars is that people who comes out like that, that guy who is, they find that guy who is just riding a aircraft like a ship,
Yeah.
And he was sort of helped. Like there are a lot of Mars characters, like we're generals which are on both sides.
This
okay.
Chewbacca, animal.
Yeah, so like whether it's with the rebellion force or with the empire, there are warriors. Okay, and one of them warriors was cloned into making the whole army. The clone army.
Yeah.
Okay, so the clone army, that guy is Mars. The one who has been cloned into making the whole warrior force. Then on the rebel side, there is different characters who come in different times. Like one who flies the ship in the first few ones, and like there are different ones who keep on coming, the Mars characters. Okay, and the Jedis always are the ones who have the Kundalini awakened, because they have the lightsaber. Okay, so those are the Kundalini awakened beings. So they have connection with the Force. That's why they can use the Force. And the concept of the Force comes from Sanskrit word Shakti. Okay, but Shakti doesn't mean just force. It means more than that. But in English, the Force is the only word like which comes close to it. Okay, so that's why the whole concept of Force comes from the Vedic Shakti only. And that whole thing is totally based like Yodha to Yoda, Shakti to Force. Only thing which they have done it in is like they have put all these ball-like planets and all these things to keep people in that paradigm, of ball Earth, and there are other planets like that. If people, so that that lies are there in it, that programming is there in it to keep people in that Star Trek kind of world, which they had started from Star Trek in the 60s. So they wanted to keep people in the same world, worldview which had been created with the ball Earth and solar systems and this and that and all of that. If you look at Star Wars more from a plane, like, okay, like if like Yoda is staying on some planet by himself, then you can take away the planet, you can just say plane. He's on some other plane. He's not on Earth plane.
Yes.
If you understand it like he's on some other plane, then it'll make more sense.
And there's another in Star Wars meaning, I think, because many actors like Yoda, some was materialistic in some aspect, was like a spirit. Yeah, the same like Obi-Wan Kenobi was like a physical form, and the other form was talking with Luke Skywalker as a ghost or as a spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the material and the spirit body and different levels of bodies are there, like, because bodies are different layers, like because this is the stool sharir, which is like the top physical body. Inside that, you have so many bodies which are subtler bodies inside your body. So they have to show that Vedic concept again. And the funny thing with the name of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is actually like just means like, if you say there can only be one, or like only be one, one can only be one, can only be one, Obi-Wan Kenobi just can only be, there can only be one, there can only be one. That term is Obi-Wan Kenobi, like okay. Yeah.
Hidden meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you say about because the Star Wars is the most known video now, the film series, in the world, maybe, but they started to show that there is a Star Wars, which is the battle in space. So they show everything in space. Do you think it's connected with the alien and extraterrestrial? Like, but let's come back to the video, to the film of They Live. It is 1986, as far as I remember.
Early 80s. Yeah, 80s.
Yeah, They Live. They Live.
Yeah, They Live. Yes.
So there is the hidden meaning that everything what we see, it's actually it's mystification. Yeah, it's everything what we see is different. What it really means.
Yeah, but They Live is a very explicit film. It's explicit in the way, like, it actually shows you, like, okay, the media, everything, whatever they are telling you is lies. Okay.
Yeah, the programs, because you mentioned also that's why it's a program on TV, because it's programming our minds. Yeah,
programming. So, like, in that film, they actually show very clearly that whatever the media is bombarding at you, like from every print media, television, anything, all the media is telling you lies. Okay.
So
it's trying to,
in the video, it's a center of this television, so one antenna center when they imitate all the programs.
Yeah. I mean, that they showed, because in the film they have to show, like, it's just one place, right? But transmitters are everywhere. They're not at one place. Okay, now like transmitters are everywhere. At that time, they wanted to show so that the hero can go at one place and shoot that thing. Okay, that is for that reason they showed one. But the concept is same, that the broadcasting is happening of lies. Okay, so you have to, like, basically pay no attention to all the lies which are told to you. Like right now, all the political news, all the news, everything that you see on TV, everything, like all the events, they're all orchestrated. Everything is a lie. Like, okay, it's not real. It's just a drama. Okay, and everything which they tell you in magazines, everything, every day, like hundreds of thousands of things, they're all lies. Okay, they're to confuse you. Okay, they're not
also supported with the aggression and kills and blood and all the news. It's supported almost 90% with very low energy of fear.
Yeah, and they tell you everything wrong about food, about what to eat, how to live, what to do in life, how to live, everything which information which comes to you from these things is a lie. Okay, so that movie was very clear about making that clear. So it was and that's why it didn't run in cinemas much, and not many people even watched it at that time. It became more famous later when like other people, like later in 90s, people started watching it, and so it was it was a very clear movie in that regard. Like, they live, like, the whole concept of they means like some other forces or some other beings who are doing this became
in this film.
It became clear from the title even, like they.
They.
They, the whole concept of they came into. That there is some they, there is us, and then there is some them, like they.
I understand.
So
you mean the extraterrestrial? They as an extraterrestrial, or somebody who controls who rules the world?
Yeah, like it's like the human interface and the extraterrestrial, both. So it's the human interface was there is also comes under they, and the extraterrestrials which are in touch will also come under the way.
And in the video and the film They Live, we see also symbolism of glasses, which is very important. And
glasses are to show like which beings are actually first to see reality. Like glasses means like you start seeing the world differently. Like right now, anybody who comes to know like that 9/11 was an inside job or anything in this world, like so their eyes change. Okay, now you start looking at democracy, the government, everything differently. Your eyes are not the same. If you look at as advertisement on TV, you don't look at it the same. Your eyes change. Okay, once you start going more into truth, your eyes are automatically changing. But in that, it was they were even showing it to the level that they could tell which human being was possessed by the external entities. Okay, so once you put the glasses on, you could see like this being was possessed by that alien, or this person was not. This human being was normal human being. This human being was possessed. Okay. Like they can your eyes started to see that also. Okay, I mean that is another stage. It has not happened to people right now. Most people don't know about possession of human body by other beings and stuff. People don't know much about that, so those eyes will open up later. Okay. that glasses where that kind of eyes where you can see that. Okay, it's still to happen.
So what to do to see who is possessed?
Like for example, like right now, people like magicians and stuff. People should know that they are like Dynamo and all these people. Like the ones who are so-called magicians. They have external possession. That's where they're able to do those. They can go through wall and put their hand through glass and okay, that's not normal for human being. Okay, to do like put a hand through glass. Okay. So that position is automatically clear. So there are different ways you can tell who is possessed, but that kind of knowledge and eyes have not come as yet in normal people. That's what I'm saying. So that is still to happen, what is shown in that film.
So the next They Live, there is a hidden meaning. It's a very, very good film, so I'm recommend to watch by everybody. There is also a video, Capricorn 1 about the Mars landing, and all the video. This film was blocked in many countries, especially United States at that time, because it shows how they prepare Mars landing in studio.
Yes, I mean the thing with the Mars landing thing is that that movie showed very clearly, again, very explicit movie. It shows that how they fake all these landings. Okay, how that's all studio, everything is a studio and everything is clear, and how the military is all involved, everybody's involved, Hollywood military, everything is involved, and the whole government machinery is involved in keeping this secret, and everything is a lie. Okay, now if just this movie is so explicit that when people see that movie, they can immediately first think, oh, then moon landing must be a hoax. Okay, the first thought which will come to anybody is from that is that they staged the moon landing. Okay, so that's why it is banned so many places, because they don't want people to come to know that moon landing was a hoax. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, a certain amount of people know, but they don't want the whole world to know.
One scientist, independent scientist, mathematician, he was very good in probability, and he calculated what is the probability that first time in the Earth history or human history the man could land on the moon first time, yeah, with the technology, starting technology. It's like 0.04%, which is almost impossible. That the first time everybody watching and they landing,
but that's the funniest thing, because you don't even know whether moon is actually a solid surface which you can land on. Okay, nobody even knows that it is a physical solid thing,
yes,
which
but
you can
even,
actually put feet on.
Even let's say that there is a moon, yeah, let's say that we see this moon and we grow in the technology and we are ready to fly and land on the moon. So even this, with this first time, never before, nobody done this before. So the probability what he calculate is like to win in the lottery.
It's much more than lottery. I mean, it's. I mean, first, it doesn't even get to that for me, Gregor, because for me it is this: to find out what even moon is. Okay, just to find out what moon actually is, the probability of that is also very far right now. Okay, like people don't know
what we see now.
Like whether it's a physical object or not is not even clear. Okay, forget about landing or putting somebody there. That is like later stuff, I mean, you can't land. You can land on only physical thing, something which is physical. If it's not physical, you can't. Like
land. But what we see when we see moon, on sky. So
sometimes you can see it right through it. People have videos right now. You can see the sky behind it. You can see the clouds behind it. You can see the
yes. That is fun actually, that we see the clouds behind.
And you can actually see through a lot of times in the daytime when you see the moon, you can see the blue sky behind it. In the part, like light blue, like it's like transparent. It's not even like opaque.
But when you say that the moon is not material thing, so what we see on the sky, what is it?
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, because there are a lot of things beyond material states. Okay. Right now, when like a magician, for example, like Dynamo or anybody, when they put their hand through glass, okay, so that glass is material. Okay, now when their hand is going through it, that means their hand is not in a material state. It's called semi-corporeal state. So there is a corporeal state and there is a semi-corporeal state. Okay.
Yes. So
So you have to understand that like material is not the same everywhere. Okay, what you think is like like right now they call it plasma. There are different words for it. Okay, you can have plasma, like like you have a TV, plasma TV. Okay, and in that screen you have that plasma, and that's where the picture comes on that. Okay, so the moon can be anything from plasma to semi-corporeal to anything. Okay, it doesn't have to be like physical, corporeal, physical. Okay, so you have to understand that, like, first, like, before even the talk of landing or anything is happening,
But I mean, how to explain to the people that they see around moon in the evening? They see the face of the moons. So what is it? Projection, in your opinion? What could be?
I mean, it has its own light actually. Like it's a thing like which lights up. Like if you have a LED, okay, which lights up this different amount every day. It is like like on a, you can make something which, like a thing which can increase its brightness over 15 days and then reduces it over 15 days and then increases over 15 days and then reduces again over 15 days. Okay, so it has its own light system basically. Okay, so like whether you can think of, I would not tell people to think it as a projection. Okay, but it is like a entity sort of thing, like a plasma entity which it has its own lighting system. Okay, and it has a waves which affect you as well, like, so it's not just that light which is emitting. It's not just
when we see sometimes the clouds behind the moon, and we also see the clouds behind the sun. So in your opinion, sun and the moon is the same size?
Yeah, I mean, they are. That's why they are like pretty much the same size. They have to be, because everything in the multiverse is balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if there is solar force and there's lunar force, the both sides have to be equally balanced. If the balance is not there, then the whole imbalance happens. Okay, so they have to be the same like size and everything,
Do you
So
remember the film with Jim Carrey, Truman Show?
yes, yes,
This we have a plane, flat Earth, in under the this isolated place, and
yes,
then there is some sequence that the Jim Carrey going into the car and immediately some lamp drop down with the name Sirius. Yeah.
yes, yes.
So that could be some hidden meaning. Do you think in this video, in this film?
I mean, this film was, I think, showing very clearly that okay, the Earth is flat first, like that kind of thing,
Mhm.
and that you are under something, you are inside something, you
Yeah.
know, that people should be able to feel like you are on a flat thing, and then you are inside something. Like you can call it whatever, like people call it dome and all of that kind of thing. But I don't want to call it any name. But what I'm saying is you are inside something. Okay, so that is very clear, and it was just showing that how the whole thing is sort of like created. The world right now people live in is created by some beings, some outside people who are directing, like right now people are working within this thing in different jobs. Okay, now who has created those jobs? Like you have a job as an assistant sales manager or assistant this or assistant that, or this 100,000 million kind of job titles are there right now. So somebody has created this job, because just 100 years ago these jobs did not exist. 200 years ago they did not exist, like even less existed. 300 years ago even less jobs existed. Now more and more and more different kind of jobs have been created, okay, for people to do different things. So who has done that? Somebody has to be responsible for that, like, so it's like a drama in which you are given these things and you just do those judge. Like he was also had a job in that thing. You also had a job in that film, like like a normal some kind of job he was given, so like, so people are accepting of those jobs, and they just do them and they never question,
Yeah, but
why, why am
there
I
is
doing this?
also
Yeah, what?
in,
So yeah, so like in this guy started questioning the
yeah,
thing that okay,
he started questioning, and
yeah,
he realized that everything is planned, and they planned his job, marriage,
yeah.
and he feels alien. He feels that he's missing for something else. Yeah,
Yes, I mean,
the
yeah,
truth.
for someone like me, I mean, I've never done a job for my
Mhm.
in my life, okay? Because I realized that, like at age of 18, 19, I realized that all this is nonsense, like, so when the more true you become, the more true man you become, the more you will come to realize that this is all nonsense, okay? And like, this doesn't mean anything. I mean, I can't be doing that, it's like,
I know what you exactly mean, because
yeah,
I saw some
yeah,
video from the Amazon forest when they leave the tribe, and they
yeah,
do interview with this tribe. They never seen the white man before, and
yeah.
from the civilization, and they ask about how they calculate the time, and they said, "What is time? Why is for time to calculate some time, or how many hours they work?" They said they don't know what is work actually, because they work if they need it.
Yes. Yeah, because if they feel hungry, they'll pick some berry or
Yes, yes,
whatever. So that, I
yeah.
mean, it's
So
nothing to
they
do.
said they said they've been sleeping like a few hours a day. In the afternoon, they pick some fruits. They go swim in the river, and they don't need the work actually, because they can survive like this. Yeah. So
Yes, yes. I mean, like
for us
that.
as a
Yeah.
robots, it's very hard to understand what you're talking about. But this example, it shows that we are totally programmed
Yeah.
to work. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
How?
and the true man, like that's why it's called True Man. The movie even true means real
Yes.
man. Okay. Like if once you become real, once you become that thing, you will understand that this has been made up by somebody. I mean, from where I sit, I find that all these jobs have been created. They've not just happened out of thin air. They have not just always been there. Okay, it's not like something like people think that these things have been there for thousands of years. They have not been there for thousands of years. Like just 100 years ago, you didn't have all these different jobs with different titles. You're not sitting in cubicles answering people's phone calls or like any of these jobs. I mean, they have just been created. Okay, unnecessarily created, like for absolute, like and somebody is creating them.
But
Okay.
there's another thing, because we were talking about Desperati, Illuminati.
Yeah.
This is good for them if people work hard a long time, because they don't have time to think. They don't have time to spend much time to care about children and the family, because for later future generation, it would be hard to control this generation, which has a lot of love and affection from the parents. So they try to do like a robots to work too hard, because everything is in balance then. If it's in
Okay,
balance,
because they don't want people to realize, time is for realizing something. Okay, because once you have time, you can realize. You don't even have to think, you can realize. Okay, just by an objective observation. Even in that film, the person has to make some objective observations in order to break the programming. Okay, you have to have an objective observation without being your head stuck in it. Like first, once you are in it, you feel like you are inside it. Like that is your world. You don't know anything more than that. Okay, that is your world. You just keep on doing that. Okay, but you're not able to stand outside of it and look at it.
yes.
Like you're not able to like see that whether this has been that thing actually like something which you have created, or you just fallen. People just think that they like this, that's why they're into it. It's not like that. All these jobs in this today's world and everything, it's a creation of somebody else. And the whole drama, the stage, everything has been created by somebody else. You are just being part. You're just an actor
But
in that.
if you know Vedas, if you
Yeah.
know this, you
Yeah.
can predict that this situation happened many times in the past. Yeah, that
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
Kali Yuga, Golden Age, some Bronze Age.
the thing is, like, even, I mean, this situation is like funny in the sense that like when people were given different kind of things before, even they were not so crazy. Okay, it's like, I mean, just like the tribe you mentioned, if they're doing something, they're doing it for just surviving the human body. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing more. So in ancient times, people understood that like all my human body has to just survive. Okay, and I'm going to do that for that. That's like a natural thing, nature thing. Okay, it doesn't need any kind of that thing. So like nothing got so crazy where people were totally cut off from the ground reality of their bodies, their actual survival, their actual health, or actual anything, where they've gone so lost in this kind of like a drama, which is like, and movies are part of it. Like the films, like they, like even like Star Wars or anything, they still promote like there are galaxies, there are this thing, there are other planets, like aliens, all of this concept, like spaceships, starships, all of this, they give all that concept to people, which again makes the programming go more. So they're revealing truths in that film, but at the same time they're programming the masses too in the wrong ways. They show the round planets and all of that, the spherical ball planets in that Star Wars. So they do both things at the same time. It's never just truth. Like in any film, like, okay, it's always some lies. Only like a few films, like, and or sometimes it's like imagery. Like if it's not lies, it's just imagery sort of thing, which is called like artistic license. Like in films like Dark City, so they showed reality in a certain way, but then they took some license to keep it in a, like that they're planting memories in your brain. Okay, which is not happening. They're just creating that thing. You are making the memories yourself.
But
Okay.
do you think this all these films what we were talking about, there's one connected information that somebody start to waking up. Some main hero is start to see different things, start to see things what nobody see. So do you think in in Hollywood they want to show that this situation will happen, that people start to waking up and to see?
Yes, the people who are making the film, they know that even just one human being, if one person in the whole earth, just one person wakes up properly, fully, okay, that can bring the whole thing down. That is the general theme of all these movies. Okay, whether it's a rebellion in the Star Wars one, like Luke Skywalker, or whether it is They Live, that person in They Live, or in Dark City, there is and the funny thing was with the Dark City was, like, when I first saw the film, I was living in Australia on Mermaid Beach. Okay, Mermaid Beach, I was living there and it has that beach in it, like the Shell Beach. It's called Shell Beach in that film. Shell Beach. Okay. So then it's like how to get to Shell Beach. The whole movie is like we are trapped in this very bad city and stuff. Like, how do we get to that nature open, that feel? Like, I was living that actually. That's when I saw that film for the first time, and there were a lot of parallels between my thing and how that particular hero's life was going in that film. So there was so like all of those things actually, like the patterns always fall together. They Live was one of the first films I saw when my awakening was happening, and after that, like when I realized all this was that thing, like this is all nonsense, then They Live I saw, and it was the same thing happening to the hero in that. Okay, and then like Dark City was the same thing, like it was like, and afterwards I think like there came a point where some things were taken from Lotus Ocean, my channel, straight, like I there was a movie called Fourth Dimension. Okay, yeah, and I had films, crop circle films about that. They are happening from Fourth Dimension, the crop circles, and then there was in that the hero was called Lotus. The name was called Lotus. Okay, so that happened after my crop circle film. So like once like somebody saw that in Hollywood or whatever, and then they made that. Okay, the film Fourth Dimension, people can have a look at it. Okay, so like I found that like all these things, like personally with my life, they were going in tandem. All these films, whenever they came out, the whole thing, like it was just happening, that awakening and the awareness and all of that, of the whole thing. And in Dark City, at least they showed that the one being could defeat the whole system. Like, okay, the whole system. Okay, that was the main theme in Dark City. And Dark Crystal, the same thing. In Dark Crystal, which is also a game called Dark City, Dark Crystal. Okay, in the Dark Crystal also, that particular person, that it was a movie which was made with these puppets. Okay, so and that puppet actually brings down the Skeksis. The Skeksis were the rulers. They were the evil rulers, and they were brought down by that, Jen. That was the name of the person. Yeah. So like all these things are like pointing to the same thing. All these different strands. And afterwards, like a movie called Transcendence came. Transcendence, I think. I don't know if you have, like,
I don't remember this video, this film, but there will be film Avatar. Do you think
Avatar?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is some situation that they landing on some different planets. They saw different tribe, high people, high entities with the blue skin. They've been very close to nature. They live very close to the tree, to the nature, connected to their roots. So it was interference, distortion of our civilization. So on different landing on different planets. Or do you think some hidden meaning in film After? As you said?
Okay, the Avatar film. Okay, first they made it very technological. Okay, they said like, okay, this guy is gonna go into this contraption in this machine to become or enter that world. Okay, but the reality is there's no machine you can go into to enter higher realms or anything. That's a fact. Okay, so that's a fact which people have to know. Okay, so the thing is that why blue? Okay, where did they get the blue from? Okay, Vedic deities like Shiv, Vishnu, always shown blue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where they got the blue. And avatars are of whom? Vishnu and Shiv. In Sanskrit, in the Vedic tradition, all the avatars which come down on earth are avatars of Vishnu and Shiv. Okay. So the word avatar means like beings which come from higher realms down into earth realm. Okay. So they'll be blue. And I had already talked about why they are shown blue and everything in one of other talks with you. I talked about that before,
Yeah.
So that whole blue thing was taken from that thing, that what avatar actually is,
And also, blue
yeah,
blue blood, royal
yeah,
blood is connected with the royal families, yeah, or some genetics ancient line, which is connected with the kings, princes, or just royal families.
yeah, but they don't have any blue blood. Okay, this is just a joke. Okay, because they are just using things, like for example, whatever was Egypt, which was happening, the kings with the pharaohs which were there in that line. Okay, they were coming from lines. Okay, the families in Europe right now, which are managing everything, those families are not from any of those bloodlines. Okay, they've just like, it's like somebody, like if tomorrow any family can just say, I'm blue blood right now, and start making
No,
that,
no.
and they don't
Mhm.
actually have to have that. Okay, what I'm saying is, it's just like a made up thing they have done. Like they've taken all the like rituals and sort of the paraphernalia from the whatever pharaohs were doing in Egypt, and incorporated that into their own world in Europe. Like, and then they're saying that we are this, we are that. Okay, I mean, that's a joke. Okay, in reality they're nothing like that, but that's more like acting, like
Exactly.
in the movie Wizard of Oz. The wizard is acting, wizard is acting to be powerful, that he has some power, or he has got some that thing, but the wizard is behind the, that curtain, and then he's just a old frail old man who has no power or nothing in the end of the movie,
Yes,
like
yes. And
yes,
just using only different voice, like Lord Vader, you said. Yeah.
yeah, yes, yes, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, but
everybody afraid, and then
yeah,
create new religion in one day.
yeah, so their situation is like that wizard in the back.
He said,
Okay,
"You need to kill. You need to
yes,
kill." So
yes,
they
so
won't
that,
start in one day.
yeah, and that film is so famous, like it is shown in the West every Christmas, and
This is with
it's like,
Sean Connery. To be honest with you, I haven't seen long time this video. I just watched a few days ago, as you mentioned.
yeah,
This film it's a great, because if you know what to search in this film, you can get a lot of information. But
yeah,
this is a typical example, as
yes,
one person with some technology can
yeah,
influence and create new religion, or
yeah.
this war
Yeah,
start.
he was controlling that whole world. Like, okay,
Yeah.
but in Wizard of Oz, they actually reveal a lot of secrets, like the yellow brick road,
Hmm.
and they showed it like a golden spiral. They actually made it like a golden mean,
Hmm.
that thing. So they revealed that information. There was some information revealed in that film, a lot of different kind of things. Like how people are becoming soulless. Like a tin man.
Hmm.
And all of that, and without a heart, like, and the lion which is afraid. The ego
Ego.
which is actually afraid, and all of that, like, so they had all this thing which was imagery which was there in that film, like, like, I mean, all these more and more all these films go on and stuff like that, like, there was another film, like, which was on the same lines, I mean, I give you a list, you can have a look,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
if
This is Dune. There is.
June, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in June, like, you seen like the two houses which are fighting, House Harkonnen and House Atreides, and they're having a fight, and they're showing the worm again. They're showing Kundalini, you know, and the worm is that thing, and the Muad'Dib, the which is the same as the Avatar, which is taking care of its own DNA, like in the desert, and those worms have lightning, around them, like electric charge, which is
Mhm.
your own DNA,
Uh-huh.
which is whether it's having that charge or not. And when the Kundalini rises, it's your DNA is becoming in those shape of those, and you take control of the worms. You ride the worm. When you ride the worm, then you are taking control of your own electrical energy, which is the Kundalini and your own everything. And that's what the hero does, and that's why it becomes the Muad'Dib. You know, and there was a lot of symbolism in that. And like the beings which are shown as the Harkonnens, they eat beef, and they are meat eating, and they are like that. They're not that thing. And then the Fremen are vegetarian and that thing, and they're not. So there is a whole clash which is shown, which is happening in this world right now as well. There's
Also,
a whole meat-eating
also
population, and then
Matrix.
there's
If you feel
yeah,
Matrix, it shows
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of hidden meaning.
yeah,
Matrix.
yeah. And like right now also, like there are meat-eating people now, and there are people turning vegetarian. Okay, so there are two groups forming.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, those people and then those people, and then there is a battle going on. Yeah. So
Yes, yeah, I see
yeah,
this
yeah,
connection of, I mean, creating of these two groups,
yeah, yeah,
but this group which
yeah,
is connected with the, I mean, eating meat is more
yeah.
connected to Mars, I think. Yeah, they're more aggressive, more fighting.
It's not like that. I mean, Mars can be there in vegetarian too. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a question of aggression or that thing. Like that is just. It's more tamasic. Eating meat. So like you have less energy actually. So you can't fight very well because you're sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you have to be alert to fight. Okay. You have to be more switched on. Okay. So like for all of that is more possible with vegetarian food than meat. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
human have higher level of energy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
energy.
And awareness and consciousness and a more alertness.
Mhm.
Okay. Meat just makes you sleepy because it takes so much time to digest. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So it is not for a warrior. Like it's not the thing for a that thing. So all of that obviously, but these groups are forming. So even the Dune, that Moabdeep thing, which was all about Kundalini and
Mhm.
everything to do with raising the Kundalini, they showed the DNA as worms, sandworms, and sandworms could take you to different places from one part of the galaxy to the other. They created spice,
Mhm.
and the spice was the substance which could transport you from
Mhm.
one, which basically they were saying was that it transports you from this dimension to another dimension.
So
That means
when we have a flat,
yeah,
let's say flat Earth, uh,
yeah.
so do you think it's like a honey honey plaster connected with other the same size, or how would you describe the flat Earth? Because
Well, a
are
flat
it,
Earth is like a plane, like it's a plane.
okay,
Okay,
okay, but
yeah. So plane.
in the
So
space
then
of
there's another plane on top. Then another plane like this. Another plane like this. Like they're planes.
aha, aha,
Okay. So to get from one plane to the other plane, you
mm-hmm,
need something. Okay.
mm-hmm,
And that technology of getting from one plane to the other is inside the human body. Okay.
mm-hmm. So let's
It's
say
yeah,
after what can come from higher planes
yeah,
down,
yeah.
why he come from? Why is he coming for? To help others?
Okay, because in that thing, like Earth, in the Vedic thing, Earth was considered as a living entity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Earth is a living entity. Okay, so whenever Earth gives a message to the higher realms, look, I'm having problems, or
Aha.
I'm in trouble. It
Mm-hmm.
sends a message. If it sends a message, then something will be done from the higher to down to help Earth.
Aha. So this is the
Okay,
same like we have
yeah,
a bacteria in our body,
yeah,
and this is strongly connected with our body, and because without this bacteria we can't just live. Yeah. So,
yeah,
so going it works both way. So the
yeah,
same we can connect human beings and Earth. That
yes,
whatever they do, it has a big impact for Earth, which is the life being. Yeah.
yes. I mean, the thing is that when Earth sends a message to higher realms,
Mhm.
okay, look, I'm in trouble. Things are going not right out here. There is problem. There's a huge problem. Okay, then some help will come from the top down to clear the mess up here.
Mhm.
It's a messy situation right now. I mean, even the world right now is a messy situation. So something has to clear the mess. Like, okay, like something has to restore the order
Mhm.
or bring the multiversal laws. Right now, normal people, like nothing is known. People don't know multiversal laws. There are multiversal laws. People don't know anything. Okay. It is a very bad situation, where people don't know anything. Okay. And the whole situation is very ignorant and very
Mhm.
problematic. And, pollution has happened all over Earth and so much craziness. Okay. So the nature and Earth are obviously complaining. They are not in a good state. There are so many animals which are committing mass suicide right now.
Mhm.
Dolphins, whales, birds,
Yeah.
everywhere around the Earth.
The bees disappear.
Bees also, so many things. Okay. So when that kind of distress signal is there, okay, then something will always come from up. always. So that is a Vedic tradition. In the Vedic tradition, the avatars always come down whenever there is any kind of situation which is out of hand, which is not as per multiversal laws, where situation has gone out of hand. Order has to be restored. Okay.
But do you think in the past that if the avatars come to the earth, some people they see them as a god and they start to create a new religion? Do you think it's something connected with avatars like?
Okay, but in the Vedic, no new religion was created ever. Okay, Ram came down. Okay, then there was no Ram religion. Okay, in the Vedic things, when Krishna came down, there was no Krishna religion. Okay, in Vedic, no religion was created out of all the avatars which came. Okay, they were just seen in the line of avatars, and they were seen like that. Okay, but no religion creation was happening in Vedic. That was the main thing. Like Vedic means no religion. Okay, so religion creation has happened only in the last 2000 years of, that kind of thing.
The last few thousand years, it's many different religion and wars.
Even like the Krishna consciousness ISKCON, which has been created in the name of Krishna, has happened in the last 30-40 years only, 50 years. Like, it's not something Vedic.
But if everything is coming to the same, in Vedas we can read that we have different eras, characteristic. So, and then the frequency changing. So now we going to Aquarius age, electricity, technology, and also consciousness rising.
Conscious. I mean, first, people have to know something right now, like that there is actions have consequences. People have to know that there are multiversal laws. There is something called something like people don't know anything right now. Okay, so those things have to be told first at all, like to the people, because they are very much like the actors in the Truman Show. Okay, so they don't, like they're just acting their parts and roles, and like they don't know what they're doing. Like they are like the clones in the Star Wars. Okay, and they are like the people whose memories have been. They are the people who live in the dark city. Like they are the people who are tormented by the Skeksis in dark crystal. The common folk. Like so.
But can you recall if somebody is avatar or have special abilities? Do you think this is connected with special birth chart with some nakshatras different or?
No, obviously it depends on lineage first. Okay, like your line, the line which you are born has to be holding true to its principles. Okay, so if they have not been eating meat for they've been vegetarian for thousands of years, they should stick to vegetarian. Okay, it's not like modern time has come so they become meat eating. Like a lot of people are turning to meat now, like the families who were vegetarian before in India. In the last 50 years, like more than 50% of the families have changed from vegetarian to meat.
I saw the one document in India what happening now with the fast food, that it grows. A lot of people go overweight. Is almost 200 million.
Yes, no, I mean I'm saying like people who are vegetarian are turning to meat.
Why it happened like this? Why?
It happened like because people don't hold true to their thing. So only in a families which hold true to their thing, then only something can be born. Okay, for avatar to come down also, you require some conditions. Okay, so for that you have to find those conditions where the families are holding true to their old thing, ancient thing, not getting taken up by the modern thing. For example, in Poland, you saw said after the Catholic thing, people lost all things. They lost connection and lost touch. Okay, but that can't happen. You have to have some people who are continuously in touch. Like so, in India, there are some families like that, obviously, which stayed vegetarian and stayed true to the Vedic teachings and Vedic way of thinking or way of perceiving things. So
many people asking for Vedic knowledge, how they can read something more, not only from Poland but from around the world. After our interviews, they're asking the next step, what they need to read, how they can find this Vedic knowledge.
Okay, first, I would suggest they can go to my blog first. Okay, first thing is they should read my blog whole. There are 1,000 things. They should read that first before they touch any Sanskrit text. Okay, because once they understand what the situation is right now and that thing, because what I've written is Vedic knowledge for present. I put it in the present form for present people. Okay, not so, because if they go to the direct thing, they might not be able to understand it, okay, in the current context. Okay, so first they should read all of those things. Once they understand that, then they can read other things. They can read Mahabharata or Ramayana or Puran, or like Vishnu Puran or Shiv Puran or any of these texts. Okay, but first get some sense first of how the Vedic applies in the present context. Because if you don't have that sense, then just reading those texts will not do you any. A lot of people I've seen, they read the texts from the West, like the Vedic text, but nothing happens to them. No actual application or no change or nothing. They can't apply anything to the current situation. Okay, if something can't be applied to the current situation, it's useless. You know, it has to be applicable right now to the current thing. Like, you know, that's why I've wrote the P-logs, my logs. Like, you know, like I've 1,000 more than, and I've one of it has come in book form now. The book has come out. It's called Peace Gita, Scriptures for the Now. You know, so I can send you a link.
Yeah, please link so we can put
under.
Under
So the book is out now. Like the same thing has been put in book form. So like people should read that first, so that they get some sense of the right now and the Vedic thing together. Okay, then ancient texts you can refer to afterwards. Like, so then, like whatever I've said there is a particular story in the Vedic things or something which you can connect to it. You know, so like just like we were connecting the films today. Like if you have seen Star Wars, okay, and then you can connect what I'm talking about to the Vedic thing. You know, like or the stars or the battles among the stars, or what Saturn is, what Venus is, what Sun is, okay, and all of that. Like what like a person who doesn't know about Kundalini, for example, to them the lightsaber is just a tube light. You know, it's like for kids, it's like a tube light which they fight with. You know, like when they see them film, it's like a tube light which lights up and then you fight with it. You know, so but that what that actually is, people don't know. Like, yeah, that is a awakened Kundalini, which is your spine axis, your axis in your body, which is lit up.
It's related to the snake very often, because it's going from down to up. But can you explain why in men and women about 40s they have this energy hits? This is connected with Kundalini?
No. That is different. That's not Kundalini. Okay, Kundalini is totally separate. Kundalini sits inside Muladhara. Like it actually sits inside there. Okay. Yeah, and there are other like a lot of people don't ground these days. So since human body is electrical equipment, okay, and then a lot of charge can be running around here and there, zapping. So people think that is Kundalini, okay, just because their charge is running here and there, okay. That is not Kundalini. Kundalini is a very, very specific energy which sits into that thing. And the way they showed the swords, you know, that lightsabers in Star Wars, that was actually a good way of showing the Kundalini, because it was like a light, you know, straight line of light. Okay, that's what it forms from your bottom of your spine to the head. It forms a straight light sword. Okay, so that is your light sword. Actually, it's your lightsaber. Okay, so as much power you have in that, as much of a Jedi you are. Okay. Okay, so like that is Kundalini awakened beings. Okay, so that is the battles happening between those levels of things, and the force is with them then. Okay, so that is another way of saying that your Kundalini is awakened and all the chakras are open, all your centers are open. Okay, and how much
do you think because many people claim that they open third eye, some people even they claim too much. I mean, all the time.
Yes. I mean,
how do you recognize
because
people who open this?
Yeah, the thing is that people have a tendency to lie too much in this world. Okay, right now, everybody's an actor. Okay, so people act. Okay, some people act like that. There's this, but they don't have any actual proof. Like nature does not respond to them. Okay, nothing. They don't have any proof of it. You know, like they just say things. Okay, instead of any experience or anything like that way. Like if any word people come to know, like people in the word, they come to know Kundalini, you know, then they'll say my Kundalini is awakened. Thousands of people will say that. Okay, if they come to know the word third eye, okay, then they'll say my third eye is open. Okay, just because they come to know this word or term,
Yeah, so this is for me it's funny
I mean,
because it's many courses open for
because people are like,
yogas.
because people are like kids, you know, like when kids come to know something, they just start saying those things. Okay, you know, like, so it's you understand, Gregor, what I'm saying. Like, it's, I mean, if you like if you give a kid something, mom say, mommy, I've got this now, I've got that now, like, you know, like. Oh, yes,
That's why I'm
yes,
saying, because there's many people saying,
yeah,
okay, I don't want to listen to you, I don't want to, because I open for that, I've been on the courses, I watch, I read the book, everything like this, but that's why I want to ask you how you can recognize, maybe it's, I don't know, eyes color changing, or maybe behavior
nothing like that.
changing.
Nature tells everything. In this earth, there's a thing called Prakriti. It's called Prakriti in Sanskrit. Okay, Prakriti, which is nature in English. Okay, so nature will respond to you. If you have anything open inside you, immediately outside the effects will be. Okay, so you can go to a place where there's no rain or something, and you will be able to bring rain. Okay, if you can bring rainbows, you can bring lightning, you can bring anything if you have that open. Okay, so like even that movie, you know, that there was another movie called Highlander. I don't know if you have seen it.
Oh yes,
Yeah, Highlander series. Okay, the person who had that charge inside. Okay, so the lightning happened in the sky. You know, like whenever that is happening, the lightning is happening in the sky, and everything is happening like that. Okay, so I mean, that's why in my channel, in the YouTube channel, I put a lot of those films with the lightning and all of that, which is events which happen around me, to tell people that this is what happens. Okay, when you are really that, it's not a matter of you sitting at home or saying something. Okay, or just come in front of a camera and just say something. It's not about that. Okay,
so
this is
let's say
yeah,
if the earth is a live being,
yeah,
and they have some consciousness,
yeah,
so they recognize the earth itself recognize if somebody has ability to be connected.
yeah, correct. Nature tells everything. Nature will show what is milk and what is water. Okay, okay, it'll separate it out. It'll show everything. Okay, nature is there to respond and to tell everything. It is only going to tell truth. Nature never lies. Okay, there is no lying. People can lie. Okay, but nature doesn't lie. Okay, so like everything, when people understand, like whenever anybody's making these claims, people should like say, like, bring them to nature, just show me your connection with nature. That's all people need to ask. What can you do? What have you done in nature? Does nature respond to you? Okay, that's the only real clear proof. Okay, it's not a theoretical thing. It can never be a theoretical. It has to be a practical thing, you know, on this earth where the nature is there, you know. So like it's like the whole Avatar thing, even the Avatar movie, that's why he showed this next to the tree, it's connected to nature, the Avatar. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, in Dune, it is with the Fremen in the desert by itself, like the Moabdib. Okay, and the Paul Atreides, which is P Atreides, which is like P Trivedi, like, you know, and his father is in military too, like, and my father was in military too. It was strange. Okay, like I come from a military background, like, okay, so the whole thing was like, even in the different things which they're showing, like all the, like even in Dark Crystal, Jen was in touch with nature. Okay, in Dark City, this one was looking for the Shell Beach, was in that thing. So that nature thing is always the thing. If you see through all the films, like,
In
you know,
Matrix, Matrix also,
yeah,
it shows that
yeah,
the
yeah,
one man, he can be, I mean, open consciousness could be dangerous for whole system, for whole system.
yes,
So they're
yeah,
showing
yeah.
this in many films that.
And what do they show? Yoda, even in Star Wars, Yoda, where is he staying? He's staying in a jungle with a tree. He has a tree house, and he's just having soup, you know, simple soup in the tree house. And like like, because they got that from rishis were always staying in the forest, in the jungle, living a very simple life. Okay, they live a very simple life, but they have all the power. Okay,
In Poland,
yeah,
I can tell you that because Poland before was over 95% forests, because the territory was characteristic. So the German had the problem to fight in the Second World War because Poland was a specialist to fight in the forest, you know. So it's difficult to fight with this kind of army. when you know the forest exactly how to behave in nature, you know how to survive.
Yes.
So up to date, it's a funny because in Polish tradition, like my grandfather shows me also all 150 different mushrooms type. Yeah? 150 different mushrooms type, and we know in general there is some mushroom as a white for different things, but we have in our forest like mushrooms that can kill you because it's a poison. Mushrooms what we can eat, but in this kind of knowledge, it's how to survive in contact with nature. So
I mean, obviously, like the whole thing is like nature connection. Okay, and the ability to like say like control weather or any of these things that comes with the real Kundalini awakening. Okay, those are the marks of it. Okay, it's not like just people saying I've opened this or I've opened that. It's not anything to do with that.
That's why I ask you, because so many people claims that they open third eye.
And all these people, those people who claim that they don't know anything about this world, they don't even know the reality of the desperati or reality of anything. They don't know anything about anything. If you have that open, you will have knowledge, right? You will be able to see things for what they are. Your perception will be.
When I check the date, a lot of people have a Rahu in first house. What they saying this? They open.
I mean, they're just trying to fool people. Okay, that's. I mean, that's a trickster. That's a trickster. Okay, but I mean, that's fine. But I mean, inside themselves, they know nothing is there. Okay, it's not a matter of what you say to the other people. It's a question of what you know inside.
This is wishful thinking. Of course, everybody wants to.
And because they don't want to do the work. I mean, you can actually raise it. You can do that thing, but for that requires work. You will have to go as per multiverse laws. You'll have to center yourself. You'll have to do certain things. Now you want to get to something without actually putting in the work. You know, that's all. Like that's all there is to it. Like, I mean, it's not like you can't do it, but you can't do it if you lie about it. If you lie about it, then your ability to do that, you'll never raise your Kundalini in thousands, million years if you start lying about it. You know, like, I mean, even when the whole thing is to just do the right thing. You have to do the right thing from your side. When you do the right thing, it will happen automatically. You won't even have to try to raise it or anything. It will happen automatically.
Because you are synchronized. You know, I used to be very interested in NLP, mentalism, NLP, and there is also how the body sends the signals when it lies. So we have like Darren Brown. This is English specialist in mentalism. He could recognize everybody who lies by the signals from the body.
But he is also working with the jinn. Okay, he's working with those entities. Darren Brown is working with, you know, the same entities with which Dynamo is working. Okay. Okay. So
I'm not very deep in this subject, how to recognize, but I know only that everything what our eyes can't see, it doesn't mean that this is not exist. This is just
it exists. I mean, it's a proof. I mean, I think Dynamo and these people are proof. I mean, Darren Brown or the Dynamo or any of these people are proof that those things exist. Like, okay, and obviously, like people should see them as like proof of that. It's just that people don't open their eyes properly and look at things, even if it's happening right in front of people's eyes. Like crop circles have been happening for so many years, but it has not opened people's eyes. Like, you know, like like it happens right in front of people, and that thing, it's in the farmer's farm itself happened, and farmers knows it is happening, and farmers knows that nobody came to my farm. And it still happened, and still like they have ostrich mentality, like where ostrich puts the head in the sand. You know, whenever it senses any kind of thing it can't understand or it is beyond it, it puts its head into the sand. You know, so like the problem will go away. Like, you know, and so there are a lot of people who are just liars, and there are people who are just putting head into the sand, and there are a lot of people in different kind of denial mode on earth. Okay, but that's not our concern. Like, concern is people who are actually ready to wake up and ready to face the truth. Okay, so in that, like, all these films will help. You know, and like, and then if they read my epilogues and stuff, and along with these watching these films, then a picture will begin to form. You know, like,
I realized many years ago that the basic knowledge, the simple, as we see the golden ratio, which is actually simple because nature is simple, at the same time it's so much complicated, but the people complicates their life. I don't know why. but to see the real knowledge, as you often repeats, we need to start from the basics, because this is most important.
Yes,
Understand,
yes.
like,
I mean, films and stuff. Yeah, the films and stuff people have already watched, or they have been becoming in the mass consciousness on people, because these films have become so big, like Star Wars and stuff. Like it's the biggest known film. Like, so they're in people's consciousness already. So if you talk in those terms, you can reach people, like people who have seen that film, for example, Star Wars. Then, if I talk something about it, then they can see like, oh, it has some other Vedic angle to it. It has something else to it, which I missed. When I saw it, like you say, I was looking at it from a different angle. So there are like different things into it, like it's mythology. Basically it's mythology only, which has been put into this form. Like into
because
yeah yeah
people, maybe it's easier to pass to the future generation this story
yeah
or knowledge hidden by the
and
myth
it
or
also showed Star Wars also showed the dangers of putting anything like metal to your body. Darth Vader, they showed he became half man, half machine.
those, yes.
Okay, so it showed like that is the wrong path. One should not go down that path. Okay, so right now when people are thinking about all these things, like this chip is coming and
I think
people
they
will get
started from the film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator, with
Terminator,
connecting machines with the human body.
human,
Later, many films in Hollywood. Lastly, it's too many. I think it shows connecting machine and the humans, and they creating some new, I don't know how to call it, trends. That this is good.
That the Transformer. There's so many Transformer movies. There is Iron Man. Okay, there is so many.
So
Okay.
why do you think? What they want to force it for us?
No, but the thing is, in that they're showing that it is okay thing. It's a good thing. Like in Iron Man, they're showing it's a good thing. Okay. In Star Wars, they showed that it was a bad thing. Okay, like that is the wrong side. Don't go in that direction. Okay. It was showing that this is not the right direction. Okay.
Yes.
So it had a better message. Nowadays, it has become like, oh, it's a good thing. Go this way. Go this way. Like you'll I mean, they
so
are
this is
actually
disconnected
making
with nature. Actually, disconnected with nature.
they're making it more appealing. Iron Man, like he can fly and he can do all of these things, and it's trying to make it more appealing to the youth that this is the way to go. Okay.
Especially for young people, they're watching this.
Because if they have to bring the microchip, they'll have to show like that this is good for you. Like,
so accept microchip as a part of the body. So when the human accepted, and then there's many famous people now. What they try to they accept some chips because I don't know, they want to be fined when somebody stolen their child or.
They do that so that the masses follow them. So they make some of these celebrities accept it just to make the masses accept it. Okay. Okay. This celebrity is having it now. You can have it too. It's like that. Okay. It is just a programming again. They use those people as pawns.
I see this program. I see this the way what they want to succeed, because they want to remove the cash. They only want virtual money, because this is the easiest way to control, to wash this, and also without the physical money, physical goods, you are the slave. You are the typical slave.
Yes, and obviously, like with a mobile phone and stuff, like now people are very addicted to mobile phone, right? So then they say, okay, we can integrate your mobile phone inside your body itself. You don't have to have an external mobile phone in your hand. We'll have a receiver into your ears. We'll have that thing, so you can always hear the calls right into your ears, and you can have a whole thing. You will have a chip here which carries all your data and everything like that. Okay, so they will obviously try and do that. But things like Star Wars, They Live, Dark City, all of these films were warning against it. Okay, they are the films which are warning.
I remember, this is funny story, but I always I don't have a tooth print on my finger, because I eat every day the sunflower seeds. So when I eat, I'm just destroying the skin. So there is no fingerprint. So I went to sign for the new passport, and I had to do the print of my finger. and I had some big problem because I couldn't start. They couldn't fix me this passport because it had to be the particular finger, and this print had to be there, and I had it proper. Yeah, I had only a few places, so it was
but that kind of thing should not be there anyways. The biometrics should not be there in the part of passport. First, the passport should not be there in the first place. And if there's no need for a passport for a human being to go around on a, like there is no need for that. And on top of that, like there should be no need for biometrics on top of that, like there is no, absolutely no need, like James saying. That is just like creating a prison colony, and people can't even see that. Then that's too bad for them that they can't see that this is, and they're just seeing whether people will revolt against it or not. They are seeing that whether people will say no, I don't want biometric, I don't want any of these things. And if people
always will be like this.
And people accept it, like that's where the whole so-called truth movement should pick up on these things and create a wave that I will not have it. I will not do the biometric, I'll not that thing.
But do you think this era what's coming, it's gonna be connected more to the free people? What they want to be free?
Yes, obviously, because the time is right now. Because these choices have to be made right now. Like you can't make it tomorrow or
I see because the connection with now we have this internet. People can communicate on different parts in the world at the same time. So so what happened now? What is doing? We have one YouTube monopoly. We have one Facebook, which is the monopoly. So this is the worst thing what can be done. It's to have monopoly for all major way of the communication, because everything is under control. Some YouTube deleted many huge channels, masses on YouTube because he didn't agree with the content, on the content what is there.
I mean, obviously that's where there should be many different there should be different video upload things. There should be very many video upload things. People should be able to put, like earlier I used to stream from my own website before YouTube. Okay, like that can be there, like like you can stream from your own website. But there's all kinds of things you can do, like which are not connected to the monopole, these things, because they will all come under Google, because Google has taken YouTube, it might take that thing, it might because they're trying to unify it under Google, all of the everything, like so so that, like earlier Picasa used to be different. Okay, now Picasa has gone under there as well, like for images, and there is to be all kinds of things, different things, which are all coming under the same banner now,
So, because the corporation have a money that they want to buy this smaller rising businesses to avoid later the problem of competition. That's why.
Not just but bringing it to the one thing so that you can control and monitor everything. Point is to monitor and control. Like, okay, so for that, like you have to have that sort of everything coming into the same that thing. But more dangerous than that is the biometric thing and the chip thing. That is more dangerous. And all these films are obviously, now that war is coming, people have to wake up right now and say no right now. Okay, because later it'll be like, once you are in their system, in their hands, then it'll be tough. You'll pay for it, not just with your life, physical life, because everybody's going to die physically anyways, but you'll pay for it with your spirit too, because once you're doing that, you're actually losing your spirit coherence, internal coherence.
And by it's not only controlled by your chip. The chip can imitate special frequency and start some hormones in the human body, change behavior. It's many things, like you said about.
Obviously it is going to be multi-purpose thing for them. Okay, but what I'm saying is, like, one has to understand from this films or like that thing, what I'm saying, that one has to connect with nature, and one has to say reject all this machine, human body machine integration. Okay, that is the main thing. Nowadays movies which are coming, like Iron Man and Transformers, they are all going to say this is cool. They're all going to say this is cool, like it's cool to do that. Okay, so things are moving in that direction. So obviously there are two sides at war here.
I can give you an example about the famous people, like not only in Poland, it's everywhere in the world. You have famous football player, famous sportsman, musician, actor, and then they force him to advertise very like Coca-Cola, yeah, or advertise. He's a sportsman, so has to be example of the health of the healthy person, and he is advertised the Coke and chips, which is also only chemicals. 90% is only conservant.
Yes. They don't care.
They don't care. Yesterday it was a lot. Some football player who advertised injection, for children. So he advertises. So they're using authoritative famous people to show that this is good. So the people will follow him. Because
obviously, because those people don't care about anything but money. Okay, and the people who are big in any of these things, they're already sold out people. Okay, they are already sold out, what are called sold out people. Okay, that they only care about money, and they don't know what they're going to do with this money, but they want more and more. Okay, they might have 50 million already in their bank account, but they want another 100 million. Okay, there is no end to that kind of greed. Okay, like those people are crazy people. Okay, the ones which they use for these things. Okay, and it's people to see like, okay, this person is that thing, but already has so much money. Why is it selling out to that company for doing that ad? It doesn't need that money.
Maybe it's not only for all people are greedy for money, but the system, let's say like Illuminati will always will connect, will give you a lot of money, but you have to do this and this as a contract.
No, it's not like, I mean, I think a lot of these players and athletes and stuff, they whatever money they're making, they have obligations about that. Okay, what they have to do, like they have to do this press conference, they have to do this, they have obligations, but they don't have obligation to sell Coke and that thing. That a separate thing. They want more money. Like anybody becomes big, they want to cash in on their celebrityness. So they want to make more money from ads and stuff like that. Okay, like Roger Federer or whatever, he has made so much money in tennis. Okay, but he will still go for advertisements when a company comes, because he'll not say no to money. Okay, if someone comes with some money and says like, okay, I'm going to give you this many million, he'll say yes, just because the money is there. Okay, so these people's mindset is very crazy. Like, like they will never say no to money under no circumstance.
Yeah, sometimes like maybe they have a Rahu in the second house.
Yeah, I mean, these people have gotten to those positions because they wanted that in the first place. Okay, so those are the kind of people who try to become, like normal people don't try to become those things because they're not so that thing. There are only certain kind of people.
Which nakshatra, in your opinion, is the most greedy for money, or system in houses?
I mean, I wouldn't say like, I mean, that can happen any nakshatra.
I know,
but like, obviously, okay, I mean, but there are nakshatras like which are more dangerous in these times, which I've said like Purva Bhadrapada, Vishakha, which can go more crazy.
Vishakha, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Obsession,
okay.
About
yeah, but it's not just. It can be about anything.
About anything,
Yeah. So I mean, there are dangerous energies which people don't know how to handle, and obviously the programming which is there on the mind programming affects people in those ways and in different ways, and they become more and more like caught up in this because they don't know what is really good for them. Okay, like they think money is good for them. Okay, but like they don't understand that money is there's something else which is good for them. Like if people who have so much money, they'll still live unhealthily. Like they have an unhealthy diet, they don't have a good diet, they don't have a good
I saw
lifestyle.
There is some people, they have plenty money, but you by the look or way of living, you never would say that they are rich or
no. I mean, most people, like all the people who have money, from Bill Gates down to anybody, like they don't have good lifestyle. Okay, they might have billions of dollars, but their lifestyle is like
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, even a normal person might eat better food. I say like even a villager in India eats better quality food than Bill Gates doesn't.
Definitely. Oh yes.
Yeah. So
this what the food is no ingredients, vitamins, minerals, no energy actually. It's only like you the same like you would eat the paper. You feel that you eat something, but there is nothing.
yes, like that. Yeah.
So this is
like eating cardboard.
This is the fast food. A lot of oil, a lot of meat. Actually, this is not meat. This is they scratching the bones and they prepare that looks like meat, but this is much worse.
Yeah, and like there's all kind of hormones which are there in those animals in the first place. Yeah, so everything is like full of the hormones. So once you eat, like you are hormonally crazy.
Yeah.
Like, your hormones are all out of whack and turning into all of that,
There is another thing. There is also shower gels, for example. They have 97%. The parabens, they're mostly parabens, yeah, shower gels. And the parabens, they are very close to, similar to the hormones. In 97%, they are similar to the female hormones. So the men's
estrogen.
Estrogen, yeah. So the men's using the shower gels, like different brand, they actually changing the hormones. So they became more female because they are not so aggressive. So maybe this is it could be
soaps and detergents are dangerous things.
Yes.
Soaps, detergents, gels, all of these are dangerous things. And especially like all these things, all these things which they use for the deodorants, which they put
aluminum.
here. Deodorant goes straight into bloodstream.
And because the skin here, skin here is very thin.
Under the armpits. So it's very sensitive.
Breast cancer also is connected to the nano aluminum, which is used for antiperspirant. It's an alum stone. It's not natural stone, alum stone. What that can be used as an antiperspirant. It's 100% natural stone.
I mean that way you can use so many natural, like jasmine flower or anything, like any rose potion from jasmine rose, anything, I mean that way, like you can use anything, but like there are all these products which are there, they're very dangerous. Obviously all of these things are dangerous.
I make audits because actually I'm in the cosmetics industry many years, before in food industry many years. So I've been doing audits for factories, what they producing something. So they're mostly producing cheap stuff. So up to 1%, they don't producer don't have to show what is there, up to 1%. So, but this ingredient, which is the most dangerous, like aspartame and another, can be hide under this 1%. So people never can find out from the label that this is poison actually there.
Yes, obviously, because like, and etc. It's in etc.
Etc. Yes. But today rules is that if you read the label, on the product, nobody knows. Not a lot of people knows that up to 1% of ingredients they don't have to show on the label for the people.
Yes.
But aspartame, which is 200,000 sweeter than sugar, it's always lower than 1%. They don't have to show that there's something with aspartame, which is a poison, because the aspartame is when they want to kill the rats, the products what they're producing, there is also aspartame and maybe other chemicals. But there is some, officially you can say that the parabens are not dangerous because it's nothing chemical.
And obviously, because the dangerous things will be very dangerous in a very small quantity. Like you don't need big quantities. Those things,
because it's very strong. This is very concentrated. It could be up to 1%. But the parabens, which is the similar to the hormones of female hormones, is 97%. Officially saying, okay, there is no chemicals. This conservant is quite natural, but it's dangerous because it's changing human body hormones.
Obviously. I mean, including diet, all these things. I mean, all of these different chemicals which are there right now, people have to stay away from them. That's a must. I mean, that's a total like a beings who want to have any kind of proper life or proper perception or proper thing, they have to stay away from all of these things. I mean, I mean, there's no need to use that thing, modern soaps, and
that's why they spend a lot of money for advertising this kind of stuff.
I mean, you can always make your own soap at home very easily, like with natural ingredients, and like all the, like there are not so many natural things. You just mix it and mix water in it and you have a soap. I mean, there's no that thing. I mean like that's why, I mean, I've been off these things for many years, but like people are still using these things, and like it's a dangerous thing, and that's where the war is. You have to take your side, and you have to take your stance, and you have to actually say no, and you have to do the things, and because all of these people who are putting these shampoos and all of that in their hair and all of that, they'll be coming tomorrow saying that my third eye is open and all of that as well. Like when they don't even know that this is, which even that these are bad things, okay, but they won't know that. Okay, so
the shampoo always. I wanted before to make cleanser for hair, which is what cleans parabens and silicons. So I sent the formulation to the factory, and they add the silicons there. So I said, I said, why I'm doing some product to cleanse silicon from the skin, from the scalp, and you add the silicon there because we always add silicon because otherwise you wouldn't brush the hair, yeah. But it has to be something different. It can be. See, I know silicon is cheap and aluminum is cheap. Parabens is cheap, is most common. So they're using this in all production, whatever they do, everything is same. So it's only different names, different color of the boxes, but
the ingredients are the same.
Ingredients are the same. And if you need to advertise, that's why I said to myself, I've never been advertising my products. I can because this is not the way. If the people like it, he will come back.
Obviously, like, I mean, the thing is that people have to get an awareness themselves. Okay, I'm not going to use these things. Okay, once they decide that I'm not going to use these things, then they will look for alternatives. Okay, then when they look for alternatives, then they'll go into the more real things, like which are available on this earth. You know, earth has given the things to be that thing, and then they'll find that out only once they've had that awareness first, like that this is dangerous and I'm not going to use it, like, you know. So like and people have to take that very seriously and holistically right now, you know. So because the time is now for this change has to happen right now, like it can't be like,
but
you
still
know,
I can tell you that, for example, like it was common to get ascorbinic acid, which is the vitamin C, clear vitamin C, and in this sector many people was buying clean vitamin C, but not a lot of people know that this ascorbinic acid, the cheapest way to produce is from the corn, which is GMO corn. Today you can't buy corn which is not GMO. So so this ascorbinic acid,
I mean that's why, I mean,
vitamin C, but it's still produced cheap from the corn which is GMO.
Yes, I mean that's why, I mean, if you want vitamin C, just get a lemon, like a old lemon, or like a small nimbus, which are like the Indian nimbus is smaller than the European lemon, which is bigger. Like it's called nimbu. Like just get that. That is vitamin C straight. Okay, and that's more natural. Like you just put it in water, you'll so you don't need any of these, like,
because simple things. Human body, he likes nature, not natural products. Actually, it doesn't have to be powders.
No, it doesn't have to, like, you don't have to take some one part out of that. You know, nimbu, that juice will have different things. They have beside vitamin C, they'll have other things too. But all of that together is better for the body than just individualized vitamin C only. Like, you know, that body cannot actually sort of like digest these vitamins separately. It does it only like in the way nature keeps them or produces them, like, which is like multiple things. It's a more complex chemicals than just a simple vitamin C. You know, anything in nature is not that simplistic when it comes to these specific chemicals. Only in the West people have started taking out exact things from different fruits or plants, just a particular compound to take. You know, I mean, that thought by itself is nonsensical. I mean, if you want to have that plant, you have it as a whole. Why would you want to take out just one specific thing from it and then have it? Like,
sometimes there is a reason to take whole, because one thing could be useful for you, and another thing without this ingredient it could be dangerous.
Yes, I mean, it'll always be the whole process is dangerous. When you're doing that, you don't know what it's going to do. Even if you put it into the body, you don't know what like other effects it'll have, what side effects it'll have. Like, and mostly the side effects are bad for everything. Like, whenever they have taken out anything from that, like nature, it's always been bad. I mean, why don't you eat the fruit itself? I mean, and get the I mean, what's the problem?
In fruits you have an enzyme what helps in the digestion.
Yes.
But in the powders, you don't have enzymes. You have only, maybe you can be vitamin and mineral, but not enzyme. The enzyme has to be there. Thank you, Prashant.